So a shock announcement from racing's biggest affiliate this afternoon, the Racing Post. A note on Twitter from Tom Kerr, the editor, has said Thursday's edition will be the last for some period of time. It's quite long, the note that is put up there, so I'll put that on the screen somewhere here and you can read all of it if you wish. Give the video a pause. But I thought it was important to create a quick video about this because there's a few things that don't make a lot of sense to me. Don't seem quite right, and I wanted to discuss it with you guys. I want to see if people have got different opinions on it, if maybe they think that I'm right, and if they think that the Racing Post edition is even going to come back. Are they going to go bust altogether, or is it going to become purely an online thing, more of an affiliate side of things? So going straight into it, in that note there from Tom Kerr, it said that the reason for it is obviously the coronavirus. That is a big problem in society at the moment. The fact that the government has forced their hand with regards to employees not being able to come into the office, which is where I first start to think there's a little bit of a problem here. So when does the news ever stop? You know, if the racing's not on, granted, there isn't racing for that day to cover, but there's still plenty of industry news daily. It's just a case of different articles. The second point to that is employees who are writers for the Racing Post, they can work from home, they can work remotely, they can use Skype, they can send images, they can do pretty much all the things they need to do in order to create the news. So why have they taken this decision? It's a little bit surprising in one sense, I think. Now really, from my perspective, and I'm not saying this is wholeheartedly correct, they are just a super affiliate online now. The Racing Post aren't even a newspaper as far as I'm concerned. They are there to sort of cover the betting shop walls on behalf of the bookmakers with previous form for people to bet on. And more importantly, you know, the points that we've seen in recent times, they are a bookie's mouthpiece. They are there to transmit the bookie's message from a third party independent news provider, which really they're not. As you know, if you understand the workings of the Racing Post, where they get a large amount of their revenue from, that's not what they are. So they get a lot of their money from affiliate revenue. It's obviously very biased. You'll see, you know, use our app, use our app, use our app. It's free. It's not free because when you use their app, when you click their links, when you open a bookmaker account via them, they get a commission. In most cases, they'll get a sign-up commission, and then they'll get a commission on the amount that you lose. So they're actually incentivized to take the end user that would have been their reader about news previously, send them to a bookmaker, the one with the highest margin, usually Bet365 or Ladbrokes or something like that, and then, you know, feed them tips and information to keep them betting, preferably at poor value, so they get a bigger margin and a bigger commission in their pocket. So I think they're more like the odds checker model is what I'm trying to say. And I understand, you know, in modern times, online publications in print are, you know, they're falling away and it's being replaced by the internet, which of course is free to view the vast majority of the time. So that is a problem for the Racing Post. Out of all of this though, to be honest with you, I feel sorry for the staff, because I know myself employing people online, the courses, the website, all that sort of stuff. Typically it's easier to use freelancers. And when this problem has arisen, obviously PAYE employees are getting the 80%, which they said they're going to use within that statement there. But freelancers are getting a bit of a raw deal at the moment. Obviously, we've got the Chancellor's going to release a new budget next week, supposedly, or later this week even. It may change. But I would have thought a lot of the Racing Post employees and journalists are freelance and are having a hard time with it, and the Racing Post has probably just let them go right now as well. So I do feel sorry for them. It's uncertain times. It's going to show, this virus and all this kind of behaviour is going to show which companies are vulnerable more than most. I did look at the Racing Post operating profit on Companies House earlier on, and they've done very well last year. They're well into the millions, so I'm not sure that they needed to do this just yet, but I would assume that it is a financial decision, and possibly it's a good cover to use for them to become more of an online super affiliate. Click this link, go here, all that kind of jazz, rather than provide news as a racing newspaper. The only other thing to mention, I guess, is maybe the bookmakers have cut off their advertising revenues to the Racing Post via the newspaper and the sidebars, that kind of stuff. Obviously, if there's less sport, then they're less interested, the bookies will be, and they'll be looking to cover up on their expenses too. because we know that, you know, if you go back to the FOBT problems earlier last year, then you'll have seen that the Racing Post were pushing the bookmakers' message really hard. So if all of that has fallen by the wayside, they're not getting paid to do that, then that's possibly another reason that they would have stopped the edition tomorrow. But I'll be more interested to actually hear what you guys have got to say, because you know, I'm fully aware that I don't know everything about the Racing Post, and there could be things that I've missed. Are you in agreement? Have you been hit by this cut off from the Racing Post if you work for them? It'd be interesting to know. So let us know in the comments below, and make sure you watch another video on the channel. We released one about betting strategy yesterday, which was very popular.